Did you know that 70% of millionaires drive cars that are 3 years old or older? That's right. Many wealthy people don't care about flashy cars or expensive labels. Instead, they focus on building and preserving their wealth. It may seem shocking, but the average millionaire spends less than half of what you might expect on a vehicle. They understand that cars are depreciating assets. They lose value the moment you drive them off the lot. So, why do the rich think this way? In this video, we'll explore how wealthy individuals are raised, the mindset they adopt, and the lessons they teach their children. You'll learn about the silent principles that guide their lives, the true value they see in money, and how they invest for the future rather than show off for the present. Get ready to discover the hidden strategies of the wealthy. You'll find out why owning a flashy car is often the last thing on their minds. By the end, you'll have a new perspective on wealth and maybe even some tips on how to think like the rich. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Silent Wealth Principle: How the Rich Are Born into Values, Not Vanity. Wealthy people are often raised with a different mindset from most. It's not about showing off, it's about sustaining and growing wealth. Warren Buffett once said, "If you buy things you don't need, soon you will have to sell things you need." That's the mindset many rich people inherit. They grow up learning the value of money, not just how to spend it. A survey by Spectrum Group shows that 67% of millionaires do not consider themselves rich. They're cautious about spending because they know flashy things like cars don't build long-term wealth. Instead, they're taught to prioritize investments, real estate, and business ventures. This doesn't mean they never enjoy luxuries, but they see them as rewards, not necessities. In wealthy families, financial literacy often starts young. Kids in these families are taught how money works, and how to grow it. They learn that it's smarter to invest in stocks or property than to buy a car that loses value the moment it leaves the lot. In fact, a car's value drops by 15–20% in its first year alone. This is why rich people see flashy cars as poor investments. Many people think rich families hand down money, but what they truly pass down are money habits. A study by Ramsey Solutions found that 79% of millionaires did not inherit their wealth but built it themselves. This statistic busts the myth that most rich people get their wealth handed to them. They're born into a mindset of financial discipline and value, not flash and luxury. Chapter 2. Mindset over materialism: How wealthy people live beyond luxuries. Most wealthy people live by the principle that less is more. It's called stealth wealth, and it's about keeping your life private and your wealth under the radar. They prefer this low-profile lifestyle because it helps them stay focused on what truly matters: investments, relationships, and personal fulfillment. A good example is Mark Zuckerberg, who is famously seen driving a modest Honda Fit, despite being worth billions. For the rich, luxury cars are rarely a priority because they focus on assets that appreciate, like stocks and real estate. A flashy car might look good, but to a wealthy person, it's just a liability that doesn't increase in value over time. According to a study by Thomas J. Stanley, author of The Millionaire Next Door, the typical millionaire drives a car that is at least 3 years old. The average price of their car is just $31,367, a far cry from the sports cars you see in movies. These people choose to spend money on things that make more money, like investments that grow over time, instead of things that only take money away, like luxury cars. Many wealthy individuals also understand the mental and emotional cost of trying to keep up with a luxurious lifestyle. They don't care about what others think of their material possessions. Instead, they focus on how they feel about their investments and financial security. This mindset helps them continue to grow their wealth, rather than chase trends that don't lead to long-term benefits. Chapter 3. The Millionaire's Learning Curve: How the Rich Learn What Matters Most. Most rich people didn't get where they are by accident. They understand the importance of lifelong learning and mastering financial literacy. In fact, a study by Fidelity Investments found that 88% of millionaires are self-made, meaning they built their wealth through knowledge, smart decisions, and dedication. Wealthy people prioritize learning how to manage money wisely. They seek out financial education from a young age, not just in school but from mentors, books, and hands-on experiences. Many of them follow the advice of financial gurus like Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, who says, "The single most powerful asset we all have is our mind. If it is trained well, it can create enormous wealth." They also understand the importance of risk management. It's not just about earning money, but also about protecting it. Wealthy individuals know how to diversify their portfolios and spread their money across different investments to minimize risk. This isn't taught in most schools, which is why the rich take it upon themselves to learn it through experience and expert advice. Learning doesn't stop when they reach a certain level of wealth. Wealthy people are constantly learning new skills and seeking knowledge that helps them stay ahead. Whether it's understanding new market trends or learning how to run a business more efficiently, they never stop improving their financial IQ. This continuous learning is what sets them apart from those who spend without a plan. Finally, the rich understand the concept of opportunity cost. Instead of splurging on a car, they ask, "What else could I do with this money?" It's the kind of mindset that keeps them thinking about the future, not just today. The rich learn to invest in their future, and flashy cars don't usually fit into that picture. If you find this information valuable, consider subscribing to our channel. We have more insights into the mindsets and strategies of the wealthy that you won't want to miss. Chapter 4. The Legacy Blueprint: How the Wealthy Teach Generational Wealth, Not Status Symbols. When it comes to teaching their kids about money, rich people think long-term. They know that flashy cars won't build lasting wealth, but strong financial habits will. Wealthy families often prioritize teaching their children how to manage and grow their money from an early age. A report from U.S. Trust found that 77% of wealthy parents believe it's important to pass on values and lessons about money, not just the money itself. They focus on teaching their kids to make wise decisions, not to chase status symbols like luxury cars. This helps them ensure that their wealth lasts for generations. Wealthy parents often encourage their children to start small businesses or invest in stocks. They want their kids to learn how money grows, and that spending on expensive, depreciating items isn't the way to get ahead. In fact, according to a Merrill Lynch wealth management study, wealthy families that successfully transfer wealth across generations focus heavily on educating the next generation about financial responsibility. For these families, financial education doesn't stop at budgeting. It's about teaching investment strategies, understanding the stock market, and knowing how to evaluate opportunities. Many rich parents have their children involved in philanthropy at a young age, teaching them that money can be a tool for good, not just personal enjoyment. Another interesting trend is that wealthy families use family meetings to talk about money. These aren't casual conversations. They're structured and intentional. During these meetings, they discuss their wealth, their values, and the responsibilities that come with having money. This isn't just about passing down wealth, it's about passing down a mindset. Studies show that 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation, and 90% by the third. To avoid this, rich parents focus on teaching their children the importance of protecting and growing wealth. Cars and luxury items don't teach these lessons. Understanding investments and financial responsibility does. The rich know this, and that's why they prioritize teaching, not spending. Chapter 5. Wealth versus Status. The rich person's thought process: How the rich think about value, not vanity. Most wealthy people don't care about status symbols like flashy cars because they think differently about money. They see it as a tool for creating more wealth, not as something to show off. This mindset helps them avoid the common traps of overspending on things that lose value. Consider this. A luxury car might cost $100,000, but its value drops by 30% in just the first year. To someone who is wealthy, that's a bad investment. Instead, they look for opportunities that increase in value, like stocks, real estate, or businesses. They are constantly asking themselves, what's the return on this purchase? If it doesn't grow their wealth, they aren't interested. In his book The Millionaire Next Door, Thomas J. Stanley found that most millionaires live well below their means and spend their money on things that appreciate, not depreciate. It's not about denying themselves pleasure. They just have a different view of what brings lasting happiness. Instead of chasing short-term status symbols, they're focused on long-term financial security. Rich people also understand the concept of opportunity cost. Every dollar spent on a flashy car is a dollar that could have been invested elsewhere. Wealthy individuals often choose to invest that money in stocks or real estate, where it can generate more wealth over time. Another reason rich people avoid flashy cars is that they don't want to attract unnecessary attention. Warren Buffett, who still drives a modest car despite being one of the richest people in the world, has famously said, "You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong." He sees flashy purchases as unnecessary risks. Moreover, the wealthy know that their true power comes from their assets, not their status symbols. According to a survey by CNBC, 62% of millionaires say they are more focused on maintaining their wealth than showing it off. They understand that the appearance of wealth and actual wealth are two very different things. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the secrets of wealth and how to think like the rich, please subscribe to our channel. We have plenty of insightful content lined up for you that can change your financial future.